the first round game at Arch Madness 2026, the 8-9 matchup between the Bulldogs of Drake and the Salukis of Southern Illinois. We are at the half. The Salukis leading 31-27 over the Drake Bulldogs. Let's run down the first half stats from this game. The Salukis 14 of 38 shooting for 37%. 3 of 12 from three-point range at 25%. Drake 11 of 26 shooting for 42%. They were 3 of 15 from beyond the arc at 20%. 2 of 5 at the free throw line for Drake in that first half. Salukis did not go to the line in the first half. Rebound edge, a big rebound edge for the Salukis over 2-1, 27-12 on the glass. It has just been all Salukis on the glass in the first half. Turnovers a little high, both sides. Bulldogs turned it over 8 times. The Salukis turned it over 7 times. About a 2-1 points in the paint advantage for the Salukis as well. Individual numbers in that first half, leading the way for Southern Illinois. Quelron House has 10 points. 6 points off the bench for Davion Sykes. 5 points out of Roland Zaligba. 4 points out of Damian Mayo Jr. and 2 points apiece from Prince Zaligba, Drew Steffi, and Jaheim Weber. The scoring for Southern Illinois in the first half. For Drake in that first half, they were led in scoring by 8 points out of Eli Shetler, 6 points apiece out of Oku Federico and Jalen Quinn, 5 points out of Owen Larson, and 2 points out of Andrew Olia. Drake got all their 27 points from their starters, 0 bench points for the Bulldogs in the first half. Salukis were able to get 8 points off the bench in that first half. All leads to a 31-27 lead for Southern Illinois at the half over Drake. Again, the winner of this game will advance to the quarterfinals to take on the regular season champion Belmont Bruins. That will be the first quarterfinal tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, noon Central, as we will crown an Arch Madness champion on Sunday and see who will get the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Oh, Felipe, hey, good to have you back. No, I just kind of signed off for a few minutes there at halftime to grab me a drink and something and get ready for the second half. So I've signed off for a few minutes. So no, but back with you here as we are about 2.5 minutes away from starting the second half. Well, thank you, Chris Berman. I'm nowhere near him. He's one of the best in the business. But thank you, though. I appreciate that. This is the first of 3 still to come in the first round of the Missouri Valley Tournament. The game coming up next, the 10 seed Sycamores of Indiana State taking on the 7th seed Valparaiso. And then we will wrap it up with the nightcap with 11th seed Evansville and 6th seed Northern Iowa to wrap up the first day of competition at Arch Madness 2026 in downtown St. Louis. I will be with you for the remaining 2 first-round games tonight in St. Louis, Indiana State, Valparaiso, and Evansville, Northern Iowa. One more look at the bracket here before we begin the second half. As we got this winner, as I said, to take on the regular season champion Belmont. That will be the first quarterfinal tomorrow. Quarterfinal number 2 tomorrow is the 4-5 matchup, UIC and Murray State. Not former OVC rivals, excuse me. Indiana State and Valparaiso, as you see the second game tonight with that winner to take on the number 2 seed Bradley. That will be the first quarterfinal of the night session tomorrow. third quarterfinal of the day. And then Evansville, Northern Iowa, that winner to take on the Illinois State Redbirds to wrap up the quarterfinal round tomorrow. So we are 31-27 here as we are just about to get underway the second half. You've heard of Val. Are they the best in the conference? Well, no, they're the number 7 seed this year. They've been improving in the Missouri Valley. They came over from the Horizon League a few years back. Valpo, you've probably heard of Valpo because of that run they made back in 1998. That run to the Sweet 16. Any upsets today or tomorrow? You talking in general, Felipe, or are you just talking this tournament? Or we've got 2 top 25 teams in action tonight. Actually, 2 top 10 teams. Number 3, Michigan is heading to Iowa City to take on Iowa. Number 8, Michigan State at home against Rutgers. I don't see any upsets in those two. We're underway here, half number 2. As it is Saluki ball. Looks like both teams with their original starters here in the second half. And House almost got a layup to go. He does get fouled, and the Salukis will head to the free throw line for their first trip to the line there this afternoon. First free throw up and good from House. Quelron House now with 11. He is a 78% free throw shooter during the regular season and misses the second, however. Oh, Felipe, thank you for tuning in. I owe you guys a big thanks for tuning in here. 32-27. Drake's first possession, half number 2. Here's an open look for 3. That is off the front of the rim. No. Rebound pulled down by the Salukis. SIU back the other way. Here's the spin by Aligba. Inside shot altered by Federico, but they're going to get a foul on him. That'll be the second foul on Federico, and it will send Aligba to the free throw line for 2. Prince Aligba at the line. 56% free throw shooter in the regular season. First is around and out. Second free throw on the way from Aligba. Got that one. 33-27. Salukis' lead is a half dozen. Nearly a minute old second half. Federico gives it off now to Quinn. Quinn across the court pass. Larson, and the shot up is no good, but that's going to be that's going to be goaltending. Yeah. Ball still in the cylinder when Aligba hits it, so Drake will get the 2 points there to make it 33-29. Yeah, clear. They showed the replay. That's clearly basket interference on Southern Illinois. 33-29. Here's House out on the perimeter. Finds Steffi back to House. House at the top of the key. Now we'll back it out and try and run the offense. Now drives inside. House, the turnaround just inside the foul line. Sweet touch there by Quelron House. He's now got 13. 35-29. Saluki lead back to 6. And at the other end, as Drake brings the ball up, we're going to have a Saluki foul. That one's going to be on. I'm not sure who they got that foul on. Bulldogs inbound here. Here's Larson on the drive. Shot off the back rim. No. Kept alive by the Bulldogs. And kicking out wide open three. Larson is good in front of the Drake bench. Owen Larson with 8, and the Bulldogs are within 3. 35-32. At the other end, a three-pointer is no good. Salukis keep it alive. Steffi for 3. That's short. Another offensive rebound. The Salukis are just dominating the boards in this game. Steffi out to Mayo. Bounce pass inside. It'll go back out to Mayo. Salukis working around the perimeter. Steffi for 3. No. And Drake finally able to pull down the rebound. 3 missed shots that time for the Salukis. And now here's the drive. Quinn off the glass, too hard. Rebound pulled down by Southern Illinois. Salukis still leading by 3. Oligba. Over to Steffi. Steffi inside to Oligba. Oligba sends it out, and now a three-pointer by House is good in front of the Saluki bench. 16 for Quilron House. 38-32. Salukis up 6. Bulldogs back the other way. This is Federico. Off it goes to Larson. Larson the kick out. Back to Federico. And now back to Larson on the outside. Shot clock down to 1. Larson has to launch a long one and banks it in. With 1 on the shot clock, Larson with a bank in 3. And now Mayo at the other end loses it. And we're going to have a tie-up. Possession will give it to Drake. Wow. What game I'm doing now? I will be back on for the second first-round game here. Indiana State and Valparaiso. That'll be 35 minutes following the end of this one. That's where I'll be do all 3 games of this tournament here tonight. Quinn brings it up across the midcourt stripe. Ooh, dangerous pass there. Drake almost turned it over. Federico. And now Federico open for 3, short. Offensive rebound and a one-handed board by Drake, and then a foul on the Salukis. What hustle that was. As we've hit the under 16 timeout. A doozy to kick off Arch Madness. 38-35 Salukis. 15:47 to go. Larry Bird's alumni. That's exactly correct. Yes. Gonna have you guys chime in on the live chat. I'm gonna throw the question out to you. Who's your, from what we've seen in the college basketball season right now, who do you like? Who's your pick to cut down the nets in Indianapolis coming up about a month from now, a little over a month from now? Who you guys liking out there to hoist the championship trophy this year? Right now, I'm thinking the best team right now to me looks like Michigan right now. Now, that obviously in the NCAA tournament, the best team usually does not end up winning the tournament. But Michigan looks pretty like the by clear-cut best team in the country to me right now. $38-35 here. Offenses have picked up a little bit here in the second half. Felipe, West Coast by Arizona, they look pretty good too. They're definitely probably in my top 3 or 4. Duke or Arizona. My fear with Duke is I think they rely on Boozer just a little bit too much. That's the one thing I have with Duke. If he has a bad game, I don't know that anybody's going to be able to take the brunt of step up like Boozer. That's my one fear with Duke, is a little bit too much reliance on Boozer. So out of the timeout here with 15:47 to go, Drake will inbound. Over here in the corner is Aaliyah. Over to Quinn. Quinn gets loose inside, has it swatted back in his face, but now kicks it out to Larson for 3. It's an air ball and out of bounds over to the Salukis. Like Kansas or BYU, one man are, well, that's true. In Kansas, Kansas feels like a first or second round exit to me. But Salukis with the ball. Up 3. This is Steffi. Over now to Mayo. Mayo, top of the key 3. No, too strong. Rebound pulled down by the Bulldogs. And we have got a foul on the nice pass inside to the Bulldogs, and Drake will have 2 free throws. Foul is going to be on Steffi, I think, is who they got that foul on. Jalen Quinn at the line for Drake. First is good. Second free throw is also good, and this is a 1-point game with 14:50 to go. 38-37. House gets bumped on his drive to the basket. Foul's on Aaliyah. That'll be his first. Team foul number 3 here in the second half on Drake. Valpo is favorite, but the higher their turnaround jumper here gets the roll for House. He's got 18. Yes, Valpo, Felipe is. They are the higher ranked. Yes, they are the higher ranked of the 2 teams. They're the 7 and 10. They're the 7. Indiana State's the 10. And at the other end, a quick Drake answer. And that makes it a 1-point game again, 40-39. House at the other end brings it up and scores. The pace has really quickened. House now with 20 points today for the Salukis. 42-39 SIU. Pass inside, intercepted by Southern Illinois. That's the 9th Drake turnover. House, nice feed inside for an easy layup. A great feed from House. Inside to Davion Sykes. 44-39 Salukis. Drake trying to answer at the other end. Thomas. Here's a 3-pointer top of the key. That is good. A big answer there for Drake. 44-42. Lead down to 2. House at the other end cannot answer. Rebound to Drake. They can tie or take the lead with a three. Here's the drive inside, and the pass is going to be taken away. And now we got a scrum, and it's going to be another held ball. Possession arrow will give it to Southern Illinois. Wow. Salukis will bring it up across the midcourt stripe. 13 minutes to play in our first round game at Arch Madness, and a good one in the 8-9 matchup. House on the drive, kicks it out to Sykes for a three. That's off the front of the rim. No. Rebound pulled down by Quinn of Drake. Another chance to tie or take the lead this possession. Here's the drive. And Drake will reset. Quinn on the outside. Now looking to drive inside. Quinn, the floater in the paint, puts it in to tie it up at 44. Jalen Quinn with a dozen. 44 apiece. House. Off now it goes to Jalen Haynes. Haynes on the outside, gives it off to Weber. Steffi, jumper just beyond the foul line is short. Rebound to Drake. Bulldogs, a chance for the lead. Under 12 to go. Ooh, now they finds the cutting Quinn, who lays it in on the reverse. And Drake takes the lead, 46-44. Great pass from Goodberry underneath to Quinn. Felipe, I'll answer you here at the timeout, which will be the next dead ball here. Salukis now needing to answer. Here's House. House on the drive, kicks it outside, but throws it to the Saluki bench. And a turnover. 9th Saluki turnover. Timeout with 11:14 to play. A good one in St. Louis. Bulldogs have taken a 2-point lead, 46-44. 11:14 to play. To answer your question, Felipe, I'm still in my first year on doing live streams on the computer. Now, I have been working for a local company here in town that does high school games, so I've been doing that for about 4 years, but just now starting this live stream, I'm not quite a year in on my live stream page here to answer your question. Thank you for the question. Drake's picked up their shooting percentage now. They're up to 46%. 18 of 39 shooting, 6 of 21 from 3 at 29%. Salukis have dropped to 38% shooting on 19 of 50. 4 of 8, just 4 of 18 from three-point range for 22% for the Salukis. Still a big edge on the glass for Southern Illinois, 32-21. Of their 32 rebounds, 14 of them have been from the offensive variety. Little Monster getting a little agitated at the coaching, are you? Yeah, Salukis have definitely cooled off here in the second half. They've been held to 13 points so far here in the second half. Drake has put 3 in double figures. They are led by Jalen Quinn's 14. Salukis have 1 in double figures, but Quelron House with 20 points. What a game he's having this afternoon. Of Jalen Quinn's 14 points for Drake, 8 of those have come so far here in the second half. Yeah. Should have called a timeout. Well, yeah, I think he was waiting for the under 12 timeout, which he finally got. But yeah, you're probably right, Wilma. So he probably should have maybe called one a little bit before that. Out of the timeout, a three-pointer. That's not a good look for Drake. And now we're going to have Quinn falling out of bounds, and they give him the timeout call. Wow. Quinn was flying out of bounds, but apparently got the timeout called to save the possession. (46-44) with 11:01 to play. And this will be a full timeout, being the first called timeout of the second half. Couple of women's basketball scores to update you on, as we've got a lot of the major conferences in women's basketball doing their tournaments this week. One I was watching prior to going on here in the second round of the Big Ten tournament. 11th ranked Ohio State, no problems with Indiana today, 83-59. SEC, Kentucky knocked off Georgia 76-61. Had an upset in the women's in the Big 12. Texas Tech falls to Kansas State 58-51. Oklahoma and the SEC had no problems with Florida 82-64. Those were just the ranked teams that were in action in those major tournaments around women's college basketball. And again, we've got conference tournament action for the men's that's kicking off here, just about 2 minutes during the second and third first-round games tonight. I'll keep you updated on those conference tournament games. As those other 2 first-round games in this tournament go, we'll keep you updated on those throughout the night. Little Monster, I think, is about to on the live chat. Still only a 2-point game. This thing's still definitely within reach for either team. Drake will have the ball following the timeout here. Drake trying to snap a 9-game losing streak that they had to end the regular season. And they get it in here to Quinn. Quinn, and a pass inside trying to find Federico, but knocked out of bounds. Nice play there defensively by Steffi of the Salukis. 14 to shoot here for Drake. Aaliyah to inbound for the Bulldogs under the basket. Aaliyah gets it in. Now over to Quinn. Quinn on the drive. Kicks it out for an open 3. Air ball. Rebound pulled down by the Salukis. House slows it down and now gives it off to Aligba. Now to the other Aligba, Prince Aligba now. Back to House. Steffi. House with it at the top of the key. Shot clock at 5. House kicks it out for a 3-pointer. Strong rebound pulled down by Drake. Drake maintains a 2-point lead as we near the midway point of the second half. Bulldogs work it around here. Here's Federico finding Thomas. Thomas with a bounce pass inside, back to Quinn. 7 to shoot for Drake. Quinn with 5 finds Federico, kicks it out for a 3-pointer. That was blocked. That was deflected by the Salukis, and the Salukis come down with the ball. Salukis slow it down. Now House is driving. House puts it up with the right hand, but can't get the roll. Gets his own rebound and kicks it back out to Steffi. And the Salukis with a fresh 20, and we've got a foul outside. That's going to be on Federico. That'll be his third. Team foul number 4 on Drake here in the second half. Inbound it comes. Bound, nice pass inside. No good, but a follow dunk off the miss from Rollins Aligba to tie the game at 46. Shetler finds Federico at the other end for Drake. Now off to Larson. Larson, bad pass. And who's got it? We're going to have another held ball. That's about the 4th or 5th held ball in this game. Drake will keep it on the possession arrow. Drake will inbound under the basket. Get it into Federico. Federico back outside to Quinn. Quinn gives it all for an open 3. No, rebound Salukis. Salukis a chance to retake the lead this trip. The runner inside, too strong off the glass. We are going to have a foul against, I think, Aligba on the rebound. Prince Aligba called for his third. Team foul number 4, so both teams at the 4 foul mark here in the second half. Drake will bring it up the floor with Jalen Quinn as we near 8.5 to play, second half. Goodberry, the reverse, no, but he's fouled. And Griffin Goodberry will head to the line for 2. Rollins Aligbe called for the foul. That's his first. Goodberry to shoot 2. %65% shooter on the season. First. Second is good as well. 48-46 Drake. I want to point out something. If someone else something, since I see the view counts going up, I want to point out something here at next stoppage we get. Shot missed there, but Steffi gets the loose ball rebound. Steffi to the hole and scores, and that ties it at 48. Looks like we are heading down to the wire. Outside is Larson for Drake. Larson over to Goodberry. Goodberry looking for some help and will take a 3 instead. Got it! Griffin Goodberry from long range. He's got 5, 51-48 Drake. Steffi with it for the Salukis. Off to Prince Aligba, who's in. Kicks it out now. And the shot I just lost my feed on the TV. That's not good. There it goes. And the layup is good. It's 51-50. At the other end, Quinn with the reverse layup and one. Count it. Jalen Quinn with the reverse and an and one. He'll have a chance for a 4-point play, or a 3-point play, rather, to make it a 4-point lead with 7:05 to go. 53-50 Bulldogs. Boy, Jalen Quinn has stepped up in this second half for the Bulldogs. I appreciate all you guys on the comments. You guys are appreciated more than you realize. This has been awesome today with you guys. Thank you. Apologies for the loss there for about 30 seconds. I've lost my feed on my TV here, so I've lost what was going on there for about 30 seconds, so apologies. Yeah, Jalen Quinn, 16 points, 10 of those here in the second half. Drake is up to 44% shooting. That's as high as they've been since very early in this game when they jumped out to that 8-0 lead. Southern Illinois at 38%. Again, this is just game one. We've got 2 to go yet in St. Louis here tonight. Quinn will be at the line to try to complete a 3-point play here following the timeout. Didn't see who that foul was on for Southern Illinois. Oh, might have been Drew Steffi. So Steffi joins Prince Aligba with 3 fouls for Southern Illinois. Quinn trying to complete a 3-point play, but does not. But it's kicked out. And Drake will get an extra possession on the offensive rebound. Under 7 to go. Here's the spin. Inside. Shot too strong. Rebound pulled down by Southern Illinois. Back come the Salukis. House on the outside. House, now a bounce pass. A little bit out of the reach, and the Salukis turn it over. It's going to go over to Drake. Scott Nagy not happy with that offensive series for obvious reasons. Oh, I forgot to point out what I was going to point out there at the timeout. Real quick here. If the score is a little bit different than what I'm giving, my TV feed's a little behind. So the score is going to be a little bit ahead of where I am. So in case anybody's wondering why the score on the TV and the score the score on the screen and the score what I'm saying are different, that's why. There's a jumper from beyond the foul line to make it 55-50 Drake. But at the other end, a bank shot to answer for the Salukis. That was Quelron House, who now has 22 on the day. 55-52. Open three on the way is good. A top of the key three, and the Bulldogs are up a half dozen, 58-52. That was Larson with a three. He's now got 14. Sykes with it on the outside. Off now to House. 5 to shoot for the Salukis. House for three. Front rim, no. Aligba gets the rebound. Steffi has an open three. Short. And this time the Bulldogs come down with the rebound. Drake up 6 with the ball. 5 to play. Quinn draws a double team, throws it up with the right hand, and can't get it to drop. Rebound pulled down by Southern Illinois. Here's the drive by Aligba. He'll kick it back outside to House, over to Steffi. Steffi at the top of the key, back to House. House puts it up, counted, and a foul. Quelron House with 24, trying to make it 25 with the three-point play. Quelron House at the line, free throw, no good. The lead stays 4, but the pass tipped out. The Salukis get an extra possession. Steffi inside, and that's a 4-point trip for the Salukis. 58-56. Drake brings it up across the midcourt stripe. This is Larson on the outside. To Goodberry. Goodberry, nice pass inside, but well covered. Larson tries a three. That's around the rim and out, and it goes over the top and out of bounds back to the Salukis. .402 left. Here's House bringing it up across the midcourt line. House spins. House, Sykes. Sykes double teamed inside, had it swatted and rejected. And Drake comes out with it. That's one Sykes probably needed to kick out. Here's Quinn. Quinn. Bulldogs slowing it down and running the offense. 10 to shoot for Drake. Larson. Larson looking for help. Gives it to Quinn. Shot clock at 5. Quinn's three is short. Drake with the offensive rebound. Top of the key. Three is good. Shetler with a three to push the lead to 5. 61-56. Inside at the other end. Count it. Quelron House with 27. Trying to make it 28 with the three-point play as we hit the final media timeout with 3:07 to go. 61-58 Bulldogs. What a game to kick off Arch Madness 2026. Problem now is these teams are spending a lot of energy, and whoever ends up winning this game has to turn around and come back here in about 19 hours or so, come right back onto the court and take on the regular season champions, Belmont. But you got to get there first. Season on the line for one of these two. Well, season on the line for both teams. One of these teams will have their season come to a close. Yeah, Felipe Valpo trying to swing. Yeah, Valpo won both regular season meetings with Indiana State, and they do say it's tough to beat a team 3 times. We'll see if Valpo can do it in the next game. (61-58). Quell Ron House will be at the free throw line following the timeout to try to complete a 3-point play. This game really, realistically, probably what we expected. Both games in the regular season were nail-biters. And this one, no exception. House at the line to try to complete the 3-point play. He does not. Rebound to Drake. 3 minutes to play. Both teams still plenty of timeouts. Salukis have 3, Bulldogs have 2. Quinn on the drive. Quinn with the right hand puts it in. He's got 20. 63-58. Here's Mayo. Haven't heard much from him in the second half. To Steffi. Steffi on the drive, gives it off to Mayo, back to Steffi. Steffi tries a 3, that's well short. Steffi gets his own rebound, however, and a nice feed inside, and the reverse layup is good. 63-60. Davion Sykes now in double figures with 10 for Southern Illinois. Aaliyah off now to Quinn. Finds Federico. 2 minutes to go. Stetler. And he is fouled on the outside. And that is the 7th team foul on the Salukis. So it'll be 1-1. If they got Prince Oligbe on that, nope, it's the other Oligbe. Rollins Oligbe. So that's his second. First of the 1-1 is up and good. Exactly 2 minutes on the clock. Second free throw for Shetler's good. 65-60 Drake. Three-pointer, top of the key. No. Rebound Bulldogs. Aaliyah with the rebound. And now the Bulldogs will slow it down as they cross the midcourt stripe. 100 seconds remaining. Jalen Quinn with it. Quinn guarded by Steffi. Kicks it out for a 3. That's short. Rebound Southern Illinois. And a coast-to-coast drive. Blocking foul is called as Davion Sykes was going to put the shot up. He will shoot 2. Felipe and Lil Monster. Yeah. This one's not over yet, guys. Don't. Davion Sykes at the line here for 2. We can bring it back to a 1-possession game. First free throw up and, well, no good. I appreciate you guys tuning in. That's been a fun one. Second free throw is good. 65-61, 1:25 to go. How many missed threes in a row? Yeah, I haven't actually been keeping track, but you're right. It's been quite a few. Timeout called here by Scott Nagy. So both teams will be left with 2 timeouts. Looks like this one's going to be a full. That next quarterfinal game between Indiana State and Valparaiso, it is scheduled for a 7 o'clock Eastern time tip. That would make it pushed back a little bit. See if we see Southern Illinois put some press up on this inbound. Now, it's still a 4-point game, so if Drake's able to, which I assume is going to be some press here shown by the Salukis, do you play it out defensively for Southern Illinois, or do you try and extend this game as much as you can? Drake is 6 of 7 from the foul line here in the second half, and surprisingly, not much of a press at all for Southern Illinois on the inbound. I appreciate the subscribe, Lil Monster. Appreciate you. Here's Federico off to Quinn. Quinn on the drive, layup, no, but Federico with the offensive rebound. A huge offensive rebound for Drake as we're under a minute. Aaliyah to Federico. Looks like the Salukis are still going to play straight up. Might as well now. You're down to 5 on the shot clock. Quinn, jumper, no. Out of bounds. It is Saluki ball. So Drake empty on 2 trips. Felipe, Iowa at home upset maybe against Michigan. I don't think so. Don't think so. Salukis bring it up with 40 seconds. Steffi lost it momentarily. Steffi is lost it out of bounds, but it's off of the Bulldogs. It will stay Southern Illinois ball. 34.4 on the clock. Salukis to inbound, and it comes. Aligba off to House. House underneath. Layup good. It's a 2-point game. 65-63. Timeout Southern Illinois. It's their next to last timeout. So now with the shot clock off, if you're the Salukis, you're going to have to foul immediately now if you don't get the steal on the inbound or some kind of turnover. I was surprised the Salukis did not put some kind of pressure on the previous inbound. Let's see if they do now. In case of a held ball, which we've had a few of in this game, Salukis do have the possession arrow. Folks, apologize. Looks like I've just lost the feed there momentarily, or the connection momentarily, but I think we're back going now. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Felipe. And now Drake breaks the press and almost turned it over. And now Quinn gets fouled. Ooh, that was close. That was very near a turnover for Drake. But somehow they keep possession and Quinn gets fouled with 21.3. Roland Zaligba called for the foul, his third. And Quinn at the line. It's a 1-1. First is good. That makes it a 3-point lead. 21.3 on the clock. This to make it a 2-possession game. Yeah, he missed it. Rebound Salukis, so it's still 3. You don't necessarily need a 3 yet. And we've got a foul on Drake with 14.6. So that will send the Salukis to the line. As House was fouled by Larson. This will be a 1-1. First is short. Rebound to Drake. And a foul given by Steffi. Oh, you've got to make your free throws right there. Boy, House, what a game he's had. 28 points, but just 1 of 5 from the free throw line. And a couple of key misses late. $11.1 to go. One of these makes it a 2-possession game. This is still 1-1 as that's the 9th foul. Quinn's free throw good. Now a 2-possession lead with 11.1 to go. Missed the second. Salukis got to go. House. Steffi for 3. Short. Offensive rebound to Ligba. He'll kick it back out. Here's a 3 for House. That's short. And the Bulldogs are going to win it. 67-63. Drake snaps a 9-game losing streak that ended the regular season. And they get the win over Southern Illinois by 4 to advance to the quarterfinal round of Arch Madness. What a game to kick it off. 67-63, the final score. Bulldogs win it. Bulldogs now 13-19 overall, and they will now advance to take on the regular season champion Belmont Bruins in the first quarterfinal tomorrow. Southern Illinois' season concludes at 16-16. We'll see if they want what they do for postseason play, because that probably would be able to get them a CBI berth if they would elect to take one. As the Missouri Valley still pretty far up there in the conference rankings. $67-63 final score. Quickly here, let's run down the final stats real quick. Drake ends up 24 of 66 from the floor, 24 of 56 from the floor, for 43%. 9 of 31 from three-point range at 29%. 10 of 16 at the free throw line for 63%. The Salukis, 28 of 71 shooting for 39%, but just 4 of 25 from beyond the arc. 16%, just 3 of 9 at the free throw line for 33%. Those two stats right there is what you can look at for the Salukis. Rebound edge, a big one for Southern Illinois, 48-31. Both teams really cleaned up the turnovers in the second half. Both teams end up with 10 turnovers for the game. Drake was led by Jalen Quinn's 22 points. Eli Shetler added 16. Owen Larson put up 14. 6 points out of Oku Federico, 5 points out of Griffin Goodberry, and 4 points out of Andrew Aaliyah for the Drake scoring. Southern Illinois was led by Quelron House's 28 points. Fantastic game for him, but 2 key missed free throws late in the game for him. 11 points off the bench for Davion Sykes. Those were the 2 Salukis in double figures. 7 out of Rollins Aligba. 6 points apiece from Damian Mayo Jr., Drew Steffi, 3 points out of Prince Aligba, and 2 points out of Jaheim Weber to wrap up the scoring. I appreciate it, Felipe. You've been awesome. 67-63, the final. Drake wins it. Drake advances to take on the Belmont Bruins, MVC regular season champions, in the first quarterfinal tomorrow. Gonna briefly pause here for just a little while. I will be back right before first round game, I should say. First round game number 2 between Indiana State and Valparaiso back in about 30 minutes from now. So I will be back on here in about 25 minutes or so to get set for that game between Indiana State and Valparaiso. Again, Drake wins at 67-63. Want to appreciate each and every single one of you that tuned in here on the live stream, and hopefully see you here in just a little bit for first round game number 2, Indiana State and Valparaiso. For now, so long. Back with you here in just a little bit.